Hello friends, welcome to our channel Exploring Things Around and our course Learn C Programming. Today we'll create few programs to print certain patterns in C. So before we start, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please click on the subscribe button. So many times we come across problems where we are given a certain pattern and we are asked to create program in C to print that, and in these cases we are given with like number of lines, how many number of lines you want to print, up to how many number of lines you want to print, or like till what number you want to print. So on screen you can see there are some sample output or some sample patterns which will try to create for which we'll try to create C program. So let's start with the first one. If you see here, star is printed uh, for 4 line. If you see, first line is having 1 star, second line is having 2 star, third is having 3 star, fourth is having 4 star. So you can find a pattern here, like number of stars are same as the current line number. So if you are on the first line, you will have only 1 star. If you are on the second line, you are having 2 stars. But one thing to notice here, before star, you must have to print spaces so that it can, in the output on the console, you get this kind of pattern. So let's get into dev C++. I'll create a program and I'll show you that how can we do that. So I'll create a new program. Let me save this as a pattern. So earlier we created pattern 1, pattern 2, so let's create pattern 3. Source file, save as C source file. So we'll start with hash include studio.h, void main. Yeah. So two things are here. So let me put that output in comment. So suppose in input you are getting line number as 3, you'll have to print something like, so we are printing stars, right, not numbers. So you have to print something like this. Okay, so this can easily be achieved with a nested for loop. So earlier also we created few programs, but it were like flipped in horizontal direction. So let's see. So first we'll get the line number. So we'll create one integer, let's say n, and let's print on the screen, enter number of lines, and scanf so that user can enter the value on the screen on the console, ampersand n. So we have the number of lines, and we'll need another variable which will be our counter variable, our row counter variable. And for this we'll start loop for I. We'll start it from first row, so we'll initialize it to 1 and we'll continue till the last row, which is nothing, our number of lines, I plus plus. Okay, and for each line we need to print star, and before that we need to print spaces. So here you'll have two loop inside this one. So for each row we need to perform two loops, one to print spaces and another to print star. So let's have one counter to print spaces. Okay, so if you are on the line number 1, if you are on the row number 1, okay, So it will be 3 minus 1 number of spaces. If you are on line number 2, you have only one space, which is 3 minus 2, and if you are on the third line, it is 3 minus 3, which is 0. So you can generalize it like n minus I, n minus that current line number. So you can loop j through j equal to 1 to j less than equal to n minus I. So this many spaces you need to print. Here you can say printf just one single space. Okay, so this will print spaces for you. Next, again you need to print stars. So if you are on the first row, only one star. If you are on the second row, two star. So this loop you can use the same variable j, or let's have another variable for this loop. So this loop will start from 1 and it will go till current row number, which is nothing, your variable I, k plus plus, and here you will print star. Okay, and after each printing of spaces and star, after each line printing, you have to give a line break. So you'll have to print \n. So this should work. Let's save it and compile and run. So let's enter line number, say 5. So you see here, right? First row only one star, and before that 4 spaces. Second row 3 spaces, then 2 star. Third row 2 spaces, then 3 star. Fourth row 1 space, then 4 star, and fifth row no spaces. So using this approach, we can easily create pattern something like this, where we have spaces in start and then our pattern is starting. Okay. So same pattern you can extend to in this way. You see, like so far we printed only half part of this. You can extend this in this manner also. You can see here triangular pyramid. So in our current pattern, what we did, on each line we had number of stars same as num uh, that particular line number. But in this case, if you see, for the first line you have 1 star, for the second line you have 3 star, for the third line you have 5 star, and so on. So you can notice here number of stars are odd number, 1 3 5. So if you want to relate that with your current line number, you can say that if the line number is I, number of stars on that are 2i plus 1. Sorry, 2i minus 1. Let me show you that. Let's go to a program. Okay. So same output, if we'll try to extend it. Okay. So this time we'll print one additional star here and two additional star here. So if you see here, line number is 1. Okay, and number of star is 1. Here line number is 2, number of star is 3. Here line number is 3 and number of star is 5. So you can say here, you can get a generalized formula 2i minus 1, where I is your line number. So if you want to calculate it, verify it, just check, it will satisfy all of this. This will also 2 into 2 minus 1, this will be equal to 3. So using this formula you can get the number of stars. Okay, so everything will be same. Starting spaces are in the same way how we did for the previous one. Only thing is changing here, number of stars. So we have to modify our loop here, for loop, to print the stars. So rather than going it till I, now it will go to 2 into I minus 1. So the printing of stars will continue from 1 and it will go till 2i minus 1. So let's save this, compile and run. If you say number of lines 4, so you see here now you are getting the star pyramid. Particular structure you can see on the screen, you can print in this way. So based on the number of lines you provide in the input, it will give you the output accordingly. So for example, if I say 10, it will adjust accordingly. So number of spaces, stars, all will follow that pattern, all will follow that formula, and it will get printed accordingly. So far we printed with the star. Same kind of problem you can get with numbers. Like they will not ask you to print a star. This might be replaced with number like 1 in the next line, 1 2 in the next line, next 1 2 3, or some different number. So only thing is starting spaces will follow the same pattern, but numbers, for numbers you have to see, are they following any specific pattern, are they getting derived from some formula. So that thing you have to find out. There's one more pattern, let me show you that. You see the third one. You see here on the first you have only one star, on the second you have two star, on the third you have three star, but it is distributed on the screen so that it looks like star pyramid, but number of stars are different. In the top star pyramid you had three stars on the second, five star on the third line, but here you see number of stars and number of lines are same, but only thing is they are distributed in a way there are some spaces in between. So let me show you how can we handle that. Okay, so this is your third type of output. Here you'll notice there's one space in between, here also one space in between, here also one space in between. It will look something like this. Okay, so number of stars are same as number of current line number. So here our loop will again go till I only, and let's put one space after star and we'll see how the output looks. Okay, so on the first line you will have only one star, on the second line you will have two star, on the third line you'll have three star, but we'll just see if that satisfied, if that looks like the output pattern. We'll say 4. So you see here you are getting the same pattern. You see one space is getting added, but your pattern is looking like star pyramid. So I hope you liked this video, you got some understanding how can we print some specific patterns. Even these patterns can get extended to number of ways. If you see here, it can be in vertical way, it can be in horizontal way, it can be flipped left side, right side, it can be mixed also. The only thing is you have to find out the pattern, you have to find out the formula between that for each rows how many stars you are expecting and how many spaces you are expecting, is that in between or is that in start, and accordingly you have to formulate that. So far we dealt with star. Stay tuned to our videos. We'll be back with some more patterns where we'll try to print some specific patterns with the numbers rather than star. So thank you. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to our channel. Thank you.